So are we looking into the camera to do the intro, or?
What is this? Is this the intro now?
I guess it is. Hello and welcome to...
Yeah, the podcast pilot, I guess.
Yeah, what is this? I don't actually know what this is. Bit of context, Adam has this grand idea, and
it's not a grand idea. It's just an idea that I thought would be quite good to put on the show.
Good, and that's why we're here.
And that's why we're here. Just to clarify, then, I've been telling Tony all week I've got an idea for the show. But I've told him nothing. Tony, have you had any thoughts to what this could be? Any ideas what it could be approaching?
Well, I mean, you may. My name's Tony. You may recognise my voice from the Scaled Up or Down podcast if you're an avid listener.
Yeah, do the jingle.
I can't remember. It's so early days into it. But I think my inkling is it's something to do with memories or something like that. But before we begin, I just want to shout out to these headphones. They're pretty ridiculous, but thanks to Apple and everyone, these are the only ones that have this input. So yeah,
well, I've just got little earphones. I'd rather have the big ones like yours.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear every single sound going on. So let's get on with it, because I can't wait anymore.
Okay, so what did you think it was?
Yeah, so I thought you were going to bring some pictures, because you recently got some, what are they called? Polaroids.
Oh, okay.
So I had an inkling that might have been what it was.
Okay, so you're linking it to memories. I like where you're going with that. You're close. Hold on.
This could be anything, so just be warned. Oh my god! What are you getting out of there?
It is my travel journal.
Ah.
Yeah.
Travel journals with Adam Smith, everybody.
Well, it may not sound exciting to everyone, but this goes back to when I was about 16.
Wow.
Like maybe 15, and I volunteered to go help some orphans out in Poland.
Okay.
And we were hiking up to like 3,000 meters a day, and I did it with some people from my high school, but I didn't really know them that well because it was mixed years. So I basically did it with about 20 strangers and a couple of teachers and one firefighter to lead us.
So this is a bare all. Everything is in this.
Basically, yeah, because I've been moving at the minute, I've literally stumbled across it. And I just remembered, because you were asking me about ideas for a podcast to do,
yeah,
and this sort of cropped up, and it's only because I made a little diary every night.
Okay.
And I remembered every night everyone wanted to read my diary because they loved it. They were rushing me to complete it so they could read it. They were all like fighting who could read it first.
You can't rush perfection.
Well, exactly. This is what I said to them.
So how are we going to do this? Are you going to read it, or am I going to read it?
I thought, I haven't read this. All I know is that I think this will have some pretty funny things in it. We'll make some cuts, obviously, because we're going to let Tony go free range on this.
So am I going to know what's in it? Am I going to narrate this?
Yeah, why don't you narrate it, and then we can stop and
you can go into some context.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you just set the scene? Where are you?
Okay. So I'm 15 years old. I'm with a group of 20 random people that I've sort of met at high school. I've seen them around, but I haven't really spoken to them. I'm in a different country. I've got a hiking bag. This is the first time I've done something like this, and I had no idea what to expect.
Already, I can see that I might have some difficulty reading some of the words.
Yeah, I was going to write this up, but I didn't want to. Yeah,
it's all good. It's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the podcast. This is all off the cuff.
So what country are we in? Sorry.
So we're in Poland. I think we've flown. To be fair, we went to 2 different places in Poland, but we definitely spent a bit of time in Krakow. But we spent a lot of it just hiking through mountains. We'd literally be up every day at 6.
Yeah.
We'd have breakfast and everything, and every morning we would be leaving on the dot at 9 a.m. and we'd just be hiking to the next lodge, the next hostel.
Yeah.
And it was hard work. I probably didn't put too much about that in there, about the hard work. This is probably taking the mick out of people. But
so just having a quick scan. Should I start read July 9th? We'll read a day and then you come in whenever you want.
I like that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
That's it. This is the start. So
this is the start.
let's begin.
So I wrote this over 12 years ago, so I don't know what to expect from this. So far away, Tony.
3 hours sleep last night. Got in the car with the folks at 1:15 a.m. Dad is telling me about... What does that say?
War.
Sorry. Dad is telling me about the war with the Germans and Russia. Why talk about history, though, when there are similar things going on right now? We always talk about cavemen from the Stone Age, but there are tribes on some island that are like cavemen. So why don't we talk about the new cavemen?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a point there. I mean, first paragraph in, people were probably thinking this is going to be interesting, but you have a point. There's indigenous people out there still. So
Well, yeah, exactly. While we're talking about history, let's talk about new things.
Let's talk about the now.
Yeah.
They could evolve like we once did, like when cavemen were around. There was computers and technology, but something happens, and all books and evidence of it was destroyed. Traveling for ages. Okay, so this is
Different time log, yeah.
4:52 p.m.
Yeah.
on the same day. Traveling for ages. This is on the second plane.
Oh, yeah, I think there was 2 planes.
So you're traveling from London.
Yeah, we're travelling from London. Oh, I wish I'd documented where we flew to.
I gotta say, this next sentence is quite troubling.
Okay.
I'd rather have a parachute than a life jacket. What was the thought process there? Were you thinking about what happens when the plane goes down?
Well, I'm not being funny, but if there's an issue with the plane, I'd rather them just give us a parachute and we just jump, rather than, right, the plane's going to go down and let's just put a life jacket on. Because why would you want a life jacket? Give me a parachute. I want to go.
I can see in the next sentence. Geez, the first plane I had, I was between 2 fat men. Yeah, great. It's all right so far, except I've done basically 16 hours travelling. So wait, 16 hours from London to Poland. Were you?
But I guess from Norwich.
Was it a steam-powered train?
Yeah, but
plane?
You got to remember.
Ears are going weird.
Ears are going weird. You got to remember. I was travelling from North Norfolk. Wasn't even Norwich. So I've got to go all the way down to London.
On a bus or something.
Yeah, or you know what? Actually, I think should have documented a bit better. But
yeah.
What happened? Did we all get on a minibus and meet? Or did we all just meet at the airport? I think we all just met at the airport. A lot of travelling. Sitting
on the second plane so far with 2 American kids opposite me saying, "Oh my gosh, pfft." You like the pfft. It really adds some effect to this, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the ... So Tony he's reading it word for word.
Now they are like doing a rather girlish fight saying, "Stop pinching." Not long to go, Adam. Not long.
I like the way I'm actually quite an intelligent person. Like, looking back on this, some of this stuff is quite actually...
It is like your mind is writing exactly what's going on.
Well, yeah, that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of a diary.
It's getting cloudy and dark. It was really sunny when we first landed. So... When we first landed,
2 planes, wasn't there?
Oh, okay. No, great observation there.
Yeah. I'm not too sure what happened with the flights, but I definitely remember there being 2 flights because I think we flew into Krakow at one point, and then we flew in. I think we flew into like West Poland. Someone out there is obviously Polish and is going to tell us I flew into XYZ and then over to Krakow.
Yeah. So
no, that was it. We flew into Krakow, I think, and then we flew out more into like the mountains and all the rest of it. I think that's where we went on. So
first day.
Yeah.
Seems like you've been just a bit frustrated with the travelling. Yeah. As we all get.
Oh, I guess 15, 16-year-old. That's all they care about.
Yeah. Tuesday, July 10th. So it's the next day.
Next day.
Last night we had time to explore the city. Nothing there really. And anything that was closed, just full of restaurants. Well, I guess a 15-year-old isn't too bothered about restaurants.
I think this was Krakow. And to be fair, obviously my 15-year-old self didn't really enjoy that. But I would love to go back to Krakow. I think it's a beautiful city, I really do.
Nice covering your back there.
Yeah.
When we got back in the hostel, it was pretty...
Oh, what's that?
Cold? Cool? Pretty cool?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Pretty cool. we had to share one big room. So how many of them were you?
I guess at this point they divided up the guys and the girls, I would imagine. So there was I'd imagine there's about 20 of us in total. So about 10 guys, 10 girls, maybe even less because it was a minivan. So
maybe 10.
probably about 16, no more than 20.
You know those loudmouth yobs in the building that keep you up all night? Question mark. Well, that was us. Oh, so you were those bastards doing that, mate.
But I guess you do, you're on your first school trip. Well, it's probably not my first school trip, but, you're abroad and you're all excited. You're away,
So you're going to have to give some context to this.
Okay.
We played Mafia and President. Doing the dares were pretty mad, especially when people had to open the door and have wave a certain something.
Okay, yeah, I can add a little something here. So we were doing Mafia with like the whole truth or dare thing, but obviously everyone picked dares, and someone was dead. One of the prefects, actually, he had to open the hostel window completely naked and wave his penis at traffic.
And that's why Brits get a bad reputation.
Yeah. Well, this is...
So why is it called Mafia and President? Is it someone's in charge?
I can't... I guess the Mafia is trying to kill the president. I can't remember the game exactly.
Oh, so that's one game, Mafia and President, not just Mafia and President.
I don't know. If anyone's there from that night or knows a lot about these Truth or Dare games, do get in touch. Comment below.
Okay, so next day, Wednesday, July the 11th.
Okay.
So we got a big scribbled out. We woke up at 7:30 and the day before, all scribbled out. So you just were like, nope, this is no good.
Yeah.
We went to a new hostel. Did you get kicked out of the last one?
We didn't get kicked out. Every day we were going to a new hostel, so we could never really put, we didn't come with a suitcase. We came with a hiking bag and a backpack, and we would, just be living out of our bags.
We went to a new hostel, 4-star, laughs. Yeah, right. But it was right next to the city with Mackie D's. You seem a bit excited about that. Nothing like sampling the local. And I even got to go on my
MySpace.
This is how old it is. For 15 minutes, all I needed. Ooh yeah. Internet cafe. Bit of context there.
Yeah.
We bought both, and what's that? We bought Josh and me poppers from this guy who sold poppers, BB guns, swords, etc. So, first impressions of this trip, you were there to cause trouble.
I feel like I always get roped into these things. It's normally the prefects that get me into them. I remember we just found a guy on the street and he was selling BB guns, and obviously all the guys were getting them, and laser pens and poppers, and the prefects were just running around chucking them at our feet, so we did the same back. But I remember it will probably tell you in here anyway, but we were laying in bed in the next hostel, big group room. I just remember waking up in the morning and there was like 100 of these popper wrappers just everywhere for the whole night. We were just chucking them at each other.
We bought loads of Chinese poppers because they were cheap. Then we found out the prefects had BB guns, and because all of the boys shared the same room, we were afraid we were going to get shot. But the prefects' guns were really cool.
Really small.
Oh, really small and pathetic. So we ran to the guy who sold us the poppers and asked him to give us the best guns he had. We didn't spend much, but they
kicked us. All right. Didn't spend much, but they
something. Then when the prefects realised their guns were rubbish, they ran back to the city and bought better ones.
Yeah.
And that night we trashed. We went to the rooftop for dinner.
No, we trashed the...
we trashed the room with BBs and poppers. And because the guns had lasers, when we went to bed, we all started making a laser show on the ceiling. When it was dark, I got loads of red
marks, I guess.
Red marks. Shots. Night. It's a big night there.
Big night.
So that's what you were explaining. You were just causing chaos.
Once again, I think I was roped into it. I wouldn't have bought a BB gun, but I felt we were being shot at, so we had to go to the next level. But it sort of got our hand because they got them, we got better ones, they got better ones. I remember the teachers.
You've got to stand your ground, I guess.
Yeah.
So the next morning, the 11th, woke up at 7:30, so you got a decent routine, breakfast at 8. But as soon as we woke up, our guide walked in.
Mark, yeah.
Mark! Who said this room is a mess. You got 5 minutes to clean this up and get down to breakfast. And Will said, we have plenty of time, and Mark said, it's 5 to 8. You've got 5 minutes. And he left. So you're starting off with a bad impression with Mark then?
Yeah, well, Mark was the firefighter that actually was supposed to be the volunteer helping us through the mountains, you know, he wouldn't intervene. One of us would be a leader for the day, and he would sort of shadow us. If things got really bad, he would, get involved. But if we got on the wrong bus, if we didn't pack enough food for the day, he wasn't going to help us with that. It was up to us to organise all this stuff. Obviously, if we got taken out by some terrorists or something, we're sure we'd get involved. But yeah, bad start, bad impression with Mark.
Well, you all know I impersonate people. So when the door shut, I said... where is it?
Where are we?
I said... it's 5-2. Will was like, relax, guys, it's 22. I said, it's 5-2. Move, Marines, go, go, go.
Funny thing was, it was 22. I think the guy was just trying to,
give you a little kick up the butt.
Yeah.
And we all laughed and shizzle.
Shizzle, good word. Haven't used that in probably 10 years.
We cleaned the room and had breakfast on time because we rock. Adam, prefect.
No, is that? Adam oh yeah, Adam. This is Adam Barry, actually.
Oh, different prefect.
Yeah.
Adam prefect. He is a twin to me. Haha. We were leaving that morning, and we were in the lounge, and he had his feet on the table. Oh no! And Mark was like, "Get your feet off, Adam." Then Mike, 5 minutes later, said in a proper deep marine voice, "Get your feet off the table." RPG. And Mike Dump tackled you.
Yeah, I remember that. It's just like a funny thing, because he literally just screamed and I just picked Adam up and chucked him to the floor.
We set off with our backpack to the next hostel. So you're moving every day?
Yeah.
Is that because you're moving towns?
We were trying to get to the orphanage, and that's where we were going to help build part of there. But it was really hard work. I'm not sure if this is the proper first day hiking up this mountain, but wow, I think that was the worst experience I've ever put my body through. And after that, I was like, I can't believe I've got like another 2 weeks of this. So I'm not sure if it says it in here, but me and Adam was talking about just skiving the next day.
Oh yeah, it says, so we set off with our backpack to the next hotel, which we had to take a bus and then hike to it all uphill. By then it was only like 11 a.m.
I'd like to say uphill. We're going up to like 3,000 meters here. This is what we're hiking up.
We dumped our rucksacks at the hotel and started hiking. Yay! Sound out. What's that?
So I found out it was really crap.
And time slowed right down. It started off easy, and the distances looked short, but what's that say? High boulders were all over the place.
Yeah, I mean that's it. It wasn't just a normal path. I was looking at my feet the whole time, and you're just literally just trying to make sure you don't slip and fall and die, because you're literally just walking on these massive boulders trying to get your footing. Yeah, and it was horrible. It felt like it took eternity, and I just couldn't.
Did you have the appropriate footwear?
Yeah, I had the right gear, but I just thought, hiking would be a good laugh, and I hated it. I wanted to get home.
But fast forward to now, you love hiking.
Well, I'm pretty sure in the book as well, it's going to say.
So you learn over time.
Yeah.
Okay, for the path which was so all over the place on the path which was so lame, huge steps, and some of them were slippery, and all of them were jagged and uneven. This hill was pathetic. I went to being at the front to being right at the back, which sucked. When we got back, I had my first shower. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
At dinner, we discussed the day, and we were complaining about little food we had
for energy,
and said I enjoyed it.
Said I enjoyed it.
We all played cards. It was good. Oh yeah. So you really like to kind of emphasize your emotion at the time with these added. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go back a little bit as well, because before we go out on our hikes and everything, the leader has got to sort the food out for the day, and I actually remember that. I remember the leader. I mean, it's not really their fault. They probably didn't know how much we were going to eat, but we were literally just living off. What are those like biscuits called? But they're
The cheesy ones, Ritz.
No, they're not Ritz. You know, like they're sort of like a purple, and it's like a foamy sort of thing.
Foamy purple pie rings.
No, it's like a rectangle shape. Like quavers or something.
They're crisps.
No, yeah, I know, but that's sort of
Oh, like the wafer.
wafers. That's what we lived on. This is what we lived on for 2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure we had like one box of that and a loaf of bread, and we all got a slice of bread each with one slice of cheese
Every day.
Well, this team leader organised that, and I was so hungry. Like I eat a lot.
This wasn't like meant to be a fun trip. It sounds like all your parents sent you there just to teach you a lesson.
Well, this is actually called World Challenge,
Okay.
and it's not, if it wasn't a World Challenge, then
Yeah, well, it wasn't meant to be luxurious.
yeah.
So moving on, I ripped it out of Carla though for being shit at cards. I got in the wrong room, got into my boxes in the bed,
Got into a bed.
turned off the light, shut my eyes, and Carla walked in saying it was her room. After a long discussion, I looked around to see none of my stuff, so I ran down the corridor in a duvet.
Sounds about right.
It was, in fact, the wrong bed. Then Sam, is that Sam? Sam and Will next door started laughing, knocking on the walls, and we could hear them, so we knocked back and ended up pointing our lasers out the window. Oh God, from the BB guns. Yeah. That weren't broken. So they'd broken already, some of them.
Well, you got to think, we're kids.
Yeah.
When the BBs aren't working, people are just chucking them at each other. I think I remember just we were ripping off the lasers in the end because the BB guns were all just pointless. So we're just literally using the lasers everywhere.
So we fired at all the pellets at the cars under the windows. Then we heard Mark open his window and say, "Guys!" And before he finished his sentence, we dived under the beds and shut the curtains. That's good night for that day.
Yeah, so this is day 2 or day 3, and Mark just does not like the guys. Like, we're not setting a good impression here for this guy, and we're supposed to be from a really private school. We're supposed to be but.
So where was Mark from England as well?
Mark was from England. I don't remember a lot about him, just that he was a firefighter and he had a son, and he would refer to his son quite a lot when he was speaking to us, saying his son was a lot more mature than us, and his kid was only 2 years old, wasn't he?
So the 12th of July 2007. So this is...
Oh yeah,
it's about
that's good.
11 and a half years ago. So you would have been 15, 16. Cornflakes and a bit of turkey shizzle to put in bread.
Yeah, this goes back to we had to sort out our own. No, to be fair, this might have been at a hostel actually, and I think just the hostel's food pretty bad.
It sounds like continental breakfast: cornflakes and some turkey.
Yeah,
that's a pretty standard buffet, those. After breakfast, before we left, Mark said, "What a good job we did yesterday." Clarky said that people complained about the lasers and shots fired out of the window, and we all went quiet. But I think they knew who it was because they asked who was in room 10, and Sam and Will put their hands up very slowly. So you got busted, but no one really did anything about it.
Yeah, I'd like to point out Clark, or Clarky as we called him. He was one of our teachers from the school. We had Miss Hamill and we had Clarky, and then the teachers just supervising us as well on the trip.
Where were we? Okay, today on the walk, me and Adam, this is the other Adam, started impersonating Mark, so it only took a few days. In an army way, deep voice. Do not sleep! Guys, it's 5-2! RPG! Buggers in the trenches! In the tree lines! This is pretty much what you do now.
I haven't changed. I haven't changed in 12 years.
So funny. It was a real struggle, but easier than the first day.
I remember that. I remember the first day being really, really difficult. And I just thought I can't do any more of this. But for some reason, day 2 and the rest of that trip was easy. It was almost like I needed to get that first day out of the way, and then everything after that was, it was fun.
As we walked the ridge, it was one of those steps where if you look up, you will...
Where if you fucked up.
Oh, if you fucked up, you will fall 1,700 metres. I mean, that's very precise. Down a hill. Adam picked up a rock, tracked it down, and I picked up so much speed. Oh, and it picked up so much speed down the hill. He was told not to do it again. I mean, that's deadly. Someone could have died.
Yeah, I mean, that rock picked up a lot of speed.
Then Kieran was like, I can so beat that, and had a big discussion about it. Then Kieran kicked a rock down, which was well fast. But then Mark turned around and said, "Who kicked that rock?" And Kieran said, "Sorry, did it by accident." And Mark said, "No, you didn't, because we heard you talk about doing it for the last 5 minutes." Sorry. Like 10 minutes after that, I was quoting games, and then Adam said in the army voice, "Who kicked the rock?" Which made me burst out laughing. Adam got heard by Mark, and Miss Hamill.
Yeah, Miss Hamill.
Miss Hamill had a word with him. Owned. Miss Hamill?
Miss Hamill?
What did she teach?
If I remember rightly, she was an English teacher, and I had her for... I think I had her for about 1 year, when I was probably about 11, 12. We always knew all the teachers and everything, but I didn't really have a lot to do with her. I mean, Mr. Clark... I'm pretty sure he worked with the Borders as well, so he was sort of almost like one of the lads. To be fair, I enjoyed both teachers. They were great teachers. Mr. Clark was great. Mr. Clark did IT, I think.
And then after this trip, did it make you closer to them, or did they hate you?
Like I said, I didn't really see them much after that.
Okay. They were just kind of like there.
They were there.
They had to be.
Yeah.
They wanted a holiday. I got back to the hotel 7ish. And I don't know when, but somewhere along the line, I lost hope. I mean, that's pretty deep.
Well, you got to remember, I'm 15, I'm 16, I'm a long way away from home.
Yeah.
And it was difficult, we were hiking every day, the food was really scarce, because all it takes is your leader for that day to not think about food or not think about the right route correctly, put us on the wrong bus, and you've got all these sorts of issues. There were some real ups and downs. I
mean, cornflakes, bit of cheese on bread, it's not exactly inspiring. But you were there for a good reason.
Yeah, we were there for a good reason, but I just, like me and Adam, and, like you read some of the bits in here as well, like we've always been taken to a side and getting told off by the teachers saying, you're going to be sent home if you keep doing stuff like this. It's just like, it's our way of bonding with each other. I know it's at other people's expenses, but it's not like, we're being horrible to that person. We're just impersonating them because that's what kids do.
It keeps you going, yeah. Well, this is quite a nice part. Okay. Sam and Will saw I was down, and they cheered me up in their room. I told them I miss my mates and wish I could have someone to talk to about how I was, and they gave me a group hug. 7 till 10, we laughed so much about someone Evans, Neil.
Oh, that was it, Lee Evans.
About Lee Evans. Oh, the comedian.
I tell you what, that guy was my David Goggins on the trip.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Evans, for those of you that for some reason don't know, physical comedian. Yeah. At that time, he was huge.
And the quotes that came out for the next 2 weeks, like the trip was just full of Lee Evans. After that night, there was so many good quotes.
And you got a bit of Gervais as well. So yeah. So they're your influences.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais growing up. I love The Office and I love to stand up. And I think, you're just trying to find some good times, aren't you, while you're out there?
Sam made me laugh from how much he remembered and the actions he did.
Yeah, like these.
Was he quite a good impersonator?
He was a good impersonator, and he just remembered all the little things, all the hand gestures and the way he talked and walked and stuff. It was really nice.
I showed them my teacher impersonations, which was funny as well. Bed, but didn't stop us talking.
Knocking on the
wall. So, any impersonations of teachers? Or is that?
Did quite a lot of them. My friend Rory, actually, when he was at CCF camp, he made a full-on YouTube video of all the teachers in like this 20-minute pro video. I remember that actually got back to the teachers, and he got in a lot of trouble, and he had to go in and see someone, and he had to take down the video. No, that was it. He didn't even post the video. Someone filmed it and put it on YouTube, and it went all over like MySpace and Bebo. But we used to, we used to impersonate all the teachers. Like, I won't do any now, just in case you're watching out there.
13th of July, morning. I today was team leader. Haha. I keep thinking of Gareth when that comes up. Who's Gareth?
Team leader. That's it from The Office. Gareth's the team leader, isn't he?
I felt a bit frustrated and nervous because I didn't want to do anything wrong. But it worked out well in the end. So you're a bit nervous being in charge.
Oh yeah, like, you know, you've got to plan the route. You've got to make sure everyone's fed. Otherwise, because you got to remember, all these people are tired now. You know, you're not getting great sleeps in these hostels, and everyone's getting frustrated. There's a lot of frustration. Like, you know, if you watch Big Brother or something, I'm a celeb. When you're away from home and you're with a random group of people, you start to get on top of each other. And when there's a lack of food and people are tired, you know, these comments start coming out, and comments can turn into arguments.
You see the worst in people.
Yeah, I really did.
We walked down to get some food and water from the shop and got a bus from there to the park as team leader. Oh, so as team leader, you've used your initiative and made them get the bus.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gareth Keenan, investigate. Good if we can get a sign. Good if we get a sign for that.
Adam made me laugh all day. Actually had a sit. Sorry.
Adam made me laugh all day. I actually had a stitch.
Oh, I had a stitch. Just so funny. We did more Mark quotes so much. So it's kind of the impersonations keeping the spirits high.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, looking back on it, all the teachers that I did impersonate, they were probably my favourite teachers.
It goes to
And there's
show.
a link. It's not, you know, that we didn't like our teachers because we're doing that. It's just because you've done something funny.
Yeah. It would be, if you don't do impersonations, then they're the ones you don't like.
Well, they're the ones that don't get noticed. And they're sort of like
It's the same for everything.
You want to get noticed.
Yeah. The walk was hard going, but had a good view. But to be honest, I could look at a painting now and not tell the difference. So that must have been pretty spectacular.
Yeah, but you still get bored of it, don't you?
You just sort of seeing the same angle slowly changing.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know what, I could be comfortably sitting in my bed just looking at this on a laptop or just on the wall. Like,
I'm seeing a common theme here. We passed the time by quoting Lee Evans like last night, which made me laugh. I mean, 2 weeks later, do you reckon the same quotes would have made you laugh?
Yeah, well, the quotes are making me laugh now. So
our new tour guide was Andrew. So what happened to Mark?
Yeah, right. So Mark was still there. Our new tour guide, it was probably, so we had a local show us around, and he showed us the trails through the mountains, because you know, you can't just expect a lot of kids to go through the mountains. We did have a tour guide. He was local. I remember he had an English degree, really intelligent bloke, and he was fit. Like, that guy did not let us sit down for a break.
And he was also funny as me and Adam. Cool. Oh no, he was just funny. He was funny. We'll never know. Funny as what? Me and Adam called him Dad, so you took to him quite well. You liked him quite well.
Yeah, I mean, once again, that was an ongoing thing at Langley as well. We used to call some of the teachers that we liked Dad, just as a bit of a joke.
Did they like it?
Some of them did, yeah, but some of them felt a bit embarrassed in front of the other teachers. But I think that was sort of our thing as well. We like to embarrass people.
Yeah. We called him Dad for a bit, but he got too frustrated he got too frustrated, like jokingly. He thought he taught us to swear behind our backs and stuff. Oh, okay. So he was sort of teaching you bad things.
He taught us. I don't remember a lot about that. He taught us to swear behind our backs and stuff. I think that's because maybe the other teachers were getting annoyed with us, so he was like, you know, just do it, but, you know, do it quietly, do it on the down low. because we were getting in trouble quite a lot.
But we got to a point where he said, "I'm not your dad." And I said, "Dad, we will discuss it in the car." Adam laughed loads, but a teacher was like...
It was like moaning.
That teacher was like moaning. And then that's it. What happened?
I'm not.
You just gave up? Did you get to the orphanage and then you just stopped writing?
I'm not sure, to be fair. I felt like I did a lot more, and some of the pages like fell out.
Yeah.
But I just remember like every night, these people were rushing me for, is that part of it?
Oh no. It looks like this continues.
Do you want to end it here for day one?
Yeah. Okay, well, let's end that then. Adam laughed So we've reached a point in the book where it's a natural ending. We've got a few more days to look through, but why don't we save that for part 2, and then we've got some notes as well.
To be fair, I've got some photos as well that we can show up, and to be fair, photos paint more than 1,000 words and all that.
So just sort of sum up. It's been about 4 or 5 days.
It's been 4 or 5 days, and I think it's about the bonding of the group, because like I said, like Will and Sam, they were really good friends with each other. The girls sort of stuck with the girls. They all sort of knew each other, and I didn't really know anyone, so I felt a bit of an outcast. The only person that really made me feel part of the group was the other Adam, and he was a prefect, supposed to be one of the mature ones, but he was always getting me into trouble. I say he was always getting me into trouble. We both got each other into trouble. We really supported each other on that trip. Without him, I would have really struggled on that trip, because he was there for me.
So, and I guess next time we'll find out where the trip went, and kind of then when you got home, where those relationships went. Yeah,
I mean, for me, I'm not sure what people would think of this, but I just like to encourage everyone as well just to take a diary abroad, because we would not be doing this right now and not be getting all these memories back. And it was such a great time. It was an amazing time, and you forget all the quotes, you forget all the little things that happen, and it's really made me want to now, because I go away quite a lot. Every trip now, I want to take a diary.
Just jot down some notes. And if people that were on that trip listen to this, then it will bring the memories back.
And it's something to reminisce. Yeah. But I just want to encourage everyone to do the same. And if this is a success, I actually did do one in Camp America.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, I did one.
And you're a bit older there, probably 5-6 years older.
Yeah, and I know for a fact I did... When my friends from Camp America came down for about 3-4 years ago, we actually went through it, and one of my friends read it out, and some of it was really cringe. So maybe we could go over that again if there are people that are interested in it. And we'll probably have to do a few cuts on that, no doubt.
Okay, that was part 1 of Adam's travel diaries. We hope you enjoyed. Adam, do you have a thing to say to the listeners?
Just write everything down you can, and thanks for listening. For all of our, how many viewers have we got now? We've got 7 subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, let's see where.
I think I think we're gonna go to double digits after this one. Something tells me, I might be wrong, but something tells me we're going in the right direction.
If you're on this trip with Adam, then please feel free to comment in more stories from that trip. If you've got a diary, then
if you've got any quotes, if you've got any photos,
and if you don't want to, then fine.